Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by this afternoon. Give it a couple minutes here. Let everybody get in the room. Looks like we got, hey, Gary, Brian, what's up? David Williams from Central Virginia. What area of Central Virginia? Central Virginia is big. What area are you from there, David? If you're still on, David Williams on the YouTube channel. Hey, Brian, I ended up on with you after you left. After I left you. So there we go. Live stream came back. End up with a few. I broke a big one off at the boat. Hey, Ryan Kinley. Stopping by. We'll give it a few minutes before we get to anything and let it, get people in the here. Mechanicsville, Virginia. David. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Brian, got to see you today. Me and Brian were out on Mooney for says everything is good. Hey, Chris Bogley. Hey, Texas kayak bass fishing. Awesome. Awesome. Can you guys hear me better now? Gary, give me a thumbs up or something if you can hear me better. Hey, Chris Bogley, thanks for stopping by. Been catching the trout up in PA. So, Warren C. Awesome. All right, better. All right, good deal. Good deal. All right. Looks like my signal has, the wind is blowing the right way and my internet is getting a little bit better. I am out. I'm a little bit farther from the router than normal, but not that much. So, awesome. So, hey, guys, a couple things I'm going to chat with everybody about. We want to talk about the tournaments coming up a little bit. I do have a new website out. Instead of trying to get everybody to go to the YouTube channel and look at the video, I do have a new web page out. It's pretty simple to get to it, ShaneFlynnOutdoors.com. I'll bring it up in just a minute. I'll share my screen and show everybody. It's got the tournament schedule on there. It's pretty simple. If you click on anything to say, give me more information, or I want to enter a tournament, it just brings you up an option to send an email to me. So it's pretty simple. Keeping everybody, I just trying to keep it clean for now. I am selling some stuff on there. I'll talk about that here in just a minute. See, I think I talked Texas kayak bashing. Warren C., what part of Texas are you guys from? Hey, Brian, the Michigan fisherman. Good to see you. All right. Thanks, Chris. Chris has got my site on his homepage. That's awesome. Nevada, Texas. All right. So I lived in San Antonio for 5 years total. Hey, Lindia. Good to see you. I'm doing well. So from give me a big city location from Nevada. I know Dallas, Waco, El Paso, Houston. And Brian Pichet, I hope that you are killing it on the ice up there. I'm sure you still got ice up in Michigan. So I'm still waiting on Warren. So do you auto email us back? Send an email, but you didn't get a reply in weeks. Mr. Bluestone, I do. Wiley, Texas by Lake Lavon. Hey, Mr. Bluestone, please, if I missed you, Hey, I'm human. I don't have an auto emailer. I try to email everybody back. Please send me an email. Send me another email. I'll answer you tonight. I promise you. I thought I'd got everybody. Usually I try to reply to everybody within 24 hours. The ice is almost gone, Brian. Wow, worst ice year ever. Global warming. That's what we'll blame it on. Wiley, Texas. Okay, I know where Lake Levon is. Carthage, Texas. All right, Ryan. Yeah, I know where Carthage is. Horny's Custom Cranks here. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Nick Abear. Did I get this? Yes, I did, Lindia. And did I put it up? Oh, I got it. I haven't put it up on the wall yet. I'll make sure I'll get it up there quickly. So thanks for sending that, Lindia. I got to have the Florida Triangle in there. Yeah. Hey, Warren, I'm glad to hear you guys are jumping in on the tournaments. We're gonna have a blast this year. We got a lot of people signed up, and it's really blowing up. I'm surprised how many people are jumping in we got a lot of people from the South. Don't get me wrong. I want to say every single state in the Southern region, I'll bring up the map in just a second, is representative. Yeah. That China guy. No, I know there's no ice in Florida. Nick, you seen me and Bass Hunter on Mooney today? Okay. I did notice another boat out there. I did notice another boat. Hey, Rob, are you guys out there? Did you get out fishing today there on Kenansville or there in that area of Florida? Be curious. And Brian, you registered but didn't get a reply. Yeah, Brian, I kind of automatically just put you in. Oh, you were bank fishing. Did you have a red jacket on, Nick? I seen somebody in a red jacket on the bank. Yeah, I did see somebody in a red and a black jacket. Yeah, Lindia, is it Captain Lindia now? All right, congratulations, Lindia. That's awesome. Lindia from Small Water Charter, she is a captain now. They can legally be out. They can legally take you out on Lake Okeechobee on the big pontoon boat and put 30 people on it. So that's awesome. Gary, yes, I'm still making you send me an email just because I know you're lazy and don't want to send me one. I'm just kidding. You know you already got a number. You got CPR and first aid left to do. Hey, if you need some help, just tell John to lay down and play dead for you. He'll help you on CPR. Off tomorrow, destination on Rob. I'm sure you'll catch some fish. So, hey, real quick, what I'll do is I'll jump into my website just to kind of give everybody a quick overview, and then that'll lead into the tournament discussion. I'm going to share my screen real quick. And share screen. Thank you. I think I've got this down now for sharing screen. Share. Everybody should be able to see my screen at this point. Yes, I can see that everybody can see my screen. So this is the new website, ShaneFlynnoutdoors.com. It's pretty simple to get to. If somebody doesn't want to go to YouTube or that don't follow on Facebook and want to go to the tournament or learn about the tournament, if you hit the old fishing tournament button up at the top in the menu and you scroll down, it has our tournament schedule, which the Southern region, as everybody knows, starts 13 March through 11 April. West is 20 April through 21 May, and you guys can read. Also has the map there of our Southern, Northern, and West. And yes, I left Alaska and Hawaii in the West because I know they have no bass there. And then I think everybody understands that if you're going to go past the big bass tournaments, all the other tournaments will be nationwide. And we'll be doing this specialized. Specialized is wrong. We'll have a specific format for registering fish. We will do the 5 bass draw format, which was really fun last year. The smallmouth slam is just going to be a 3 big bass for the folks that are going to be doing the smallmouth tournament. The fall slam will have a new format That's going to make it really, really fun, just like it was last year. And like I said, you click on any button. If you click get started, it will bring up your email to send me an email. Also, tournament instructions are on there, and basically just basic instruction on how our tournaments work. Most of you who already fished them know it's length only. I have a photo of a fish from last tournament and kind of give you an idea how to register your catches. And there again, if you want to register for the tournament, just click on that button. It'll bring up an email. So everything else, the about, you guys already know who I am. The only other thing I would tell you that's out there, and I want to promote this a little bit, is if you hit the shop button, it will take you to one of my sponsors now, which is Bent Rod Lures, and we have some spinnerbaits that I designed. These are spinnerbaits that I designed based on what I've been fishing for years and years and years. Most of you know I love to fish the spinnerbait, and I'm going to have a lot more different lures coming out. But I started with the spinnerbait, and you can click on any of these and buy them. They're only $8.49. They're not very expensive. They are 100% handmade by Daniel from Bent Rod Lures. He makes them all one at a time. All the skirts are handmade. Everything is done here in the United States. We try to keep the price reasonable at $8.49. Then there's the 4 that we have out there. And I got them here too. I'll kind of show you guys. So you can go there, and if you click on shop now, you want to buy one, it will redirect you over to Bent Rod Lures where you can add to cart, and they will send you one out. Gives you a little bit of a breakdown on the actual spinnerbait itself. So that is the website. And what I'm going to do is stop sharing here. Get you back where I can see everybody. There we go. Where is the Mooney Special? Brian, I can tell you right now, the Mooney Special is this guy right here. If you know that. Chartreuse and yellow, big gold blade with a silver Colorado. That's the Mooney Special. Tear them up on that, on Mooney. How big are the blades, Linda? Good question. Number 5s. They're not as big as the ones I was throwing when I was out in Kenansville. This is a standard spinnerbait. The one I was throwing in Kenansville was extra large. They're good baits. I've got them right here. I'm going to start fishing them here real soon. So this is the Bass Candy, which is one of my favorite colors. A lot of people call this sexy shad. Color blue, yellow, and white. Gold blade, number 5. Number 4, Colorado. And then what I call the Bass Slammer is the yellow and white. The only difference in the gold blade is I got a hammered gold blade on this one, which is the number 5. These are all half-ounce size. And then this is the Super Shad color, double silver Colorados, or I'm sorry, willow leaf blades. And the skirt looks black, but it's actually dark blue with blue fleck in it. But that's my Super Shad color. And then this Nighthawk one, I kind of specialize for low light fishing, for night fishing. And this has got a big number 5. That's a huge number. I think it's a 5.5 Colorado for thumping at night. So they're really good quality. Daniel from Bent Rod Lures took the time to build them all out. And I'm going to throw something out to everybody that fishes the tournament. Hey, Russell, good to see you. If you buy a Shane Flynn Outdoors spinnerbait and you fish it in one of my tournaments, and you register a fish, and when I say register a fish for one of the tournaments, and if you got the fish with the spinnerbait in its mouth on the line, that I know I caught you, I'm going to automatically enter you for a drawing at the end of the year for $100 gift certificates. So if you fish you buy one of these lures, you use them in the tournament, and you just register a fish. You don't have to win the tournament. You register a fish with one of these spinnerbaits in the mouth of the fish. When you send my photo in that you've got the mouth closed on it, or if you do a video, I'm going to enter you automatically for a $100 gift certificate at the end of the year. So someone will win automatic $100. Now, I'm also going to throw this out. If you win one of my tournaments with one of these spinnerbaits, I'm going to add another $50 on top of the winnings. So If you win, our typical winning for those guys that come in that are coming in from Texas. Someone just texted me, sorry, that haven't fished with us. Our typical winnings is the first place is $200, $150, and 50 for third place is what we throw out. It's usually a Tackle Warehouse gift card. I'm starting to get sponsors now, so we're going to try to do some different things this year, but everything will be, the least amount will be $200 for first place, $150 for second, and $50 for third. For third place, I might do a $50 gift package that's usually around $100, so it's actually a good deal if you even come in on third place. So again, if you buy any of these spinnerbaits and you just register a fish in one of my tournaments, I will automatically enter you for a $100 gift certificate, and I'll do a drawing at the end of the year. And if you win one of my tournaments with one of our spinnerbaits, like if you catch the big bass with one, you'll get an extra $50 on top. So I'll throw that out in a YouTube video. My next advertisement we're going to throw out next week to get see if we can get more folks in. Right now, just roughly off the top of my head, I don't have all the numbers. It looks like I missed a couple folks. And again, the one guy that Mr. Bluestone that was there, please email me again. I promise you, I'll take care of you. And Gary, I got your email. Gary didn't waste any time. He emailed me right now. I'll make sure you get registered. I think we're around 100 right now for the Southern tournament. We're around 45 to 50 on the Northern tournament. The West tournament, I think we're around a dozen right now. We're a month out. Last year, I only had I'll use the 5 bass draw. We had about 50 people a month out. And then by the end of the tournament, by the time the tournament started, we had over, had 200 people register. So I expect a lot more people will register closer to the date coming in. But spread the word. I get a lot of comments saying, "What's the catch? What's the gimmick?" Everybody that's here, I'm looking here on this screen right now. Just about everybody I can see, except for Ryan. I'm not sure if you fished with us yet or not. Maybe you did last year, but it costs you nothing. There is no gimmick whatsoever. This is for fun. I put it on. It's only thing I do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I did have somebody go, "Why do I need to subscribe to your YouTube channel?" It's this simple. The more people I get on my YouTube channel and I go ask for sponsorship, the more stuff I get. That's what it really boils down to. If you don't have enough traction when you go to these folks, they're like, "You're not big enough. We don't care about you." But it's starting to work. I'm over 2,500 subscribers now. Thank you all, by the way, for subscribing and following me. So we're starting to get some traction on sponsorship for sure. So I did have a couple questions I wanted to kind of answer here about the tournament. I'm going to guess I know there's quite a few folks that did not fish our big bass tournament last year. We did have a tie last year on our big bass tournament for second place, and we did use weight last year as a tiebreaker. So I just want to throw that out there. You don't have to weigh your fish. This is a length first tournament for big bass. I just want to stress that. But we did have a tie last year. And if you weigh the fish, that will be the tiebreaker. And the key to weighing the fish is pretty simple. It has to be on a digital scale, and you have to have a photo with the weight, picture of the weight, and the full length of the fish. If you want to do a quick video on your phone, that's actually usually better. I get that over the last year, we've seen people cheating, all that kind of stuff. That's why we go with length instead of weight. But for a tiebreaker for my big bass, it will be, you can enter a weight for the tiebreaker. That was asked. And then the other question is, can you use a net? Absolutely. Use a net, hug your bass, do whatever you want to do to get that fish in the boat. No, you can do whatever you need to do. If you're on the bank and drag that bad boy up, just long as you get it in your possession and get that thing on a bump board, get your participant code in and send the photo in. That's all that matters. The other thing I just want to also let everybody know is, yes, the participant code has to be there, and you can register as many fish in the big bass tournament as you want. If you want to start with a 12-incher and make your way up to a 25-incher, you go for it. That's just more content for me to put out when I do the videos of the winners. So I'm okay with it. You can register as many as you want. So, I encourage it. Don't wait till the last day. And this, I will tell you, this really hurt a few fishermen in the 5 bass draw. They held fish because in the 5 bass draw format, the 3 fish you enter in the first phase of the tournament, you can't change. They're good. They're solid, right? If there goes people that fished in that tournament, it was no call. Once you put them in, that's it. In the second phase, you can change the weights, but they just had to be bigger than the fish that were in the first part of the tournament. So just if you catch one and it may only be 3.5, 4 pounds, register it, man. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to register. And if I didn't mention this, the Big Bass Champion is in the live stream from last year, and that's Lindia from Small Water Charter. She won last year. And I'm sure Lindia is going to be trying to defend her title. And honestly, it was close last year. I think, Lindia, you won by a half inch over the second place bass. And I think that was I can't think of who the second place winner was, but it was from a guy from Indiana was in second. Oh, it was from Reese Life, Dad Life. Mike Lossenhauser, he was second place from Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. All right, I'm not seeing any feeds here. I'm hoping that I'm still good. I've been talking and not reading. Am I still? Yeah, it looks like we are. I just got a comment from Lindia. Any questions? I know I got quite a few folks on here that are first time jumping on the channel. We just, I'm, anything I can answer. Okay, thanks, Brian, and both Brians, Brian Pichet and hey, there's the guy who won second place from Reese Life. Got that line. Hey, I'm sure they're going to be on, and yeah, that's right, Rob. By the way, guys, Lindia doesn't play around when it comes to catching fish. I've been on the boat with her. When it's on, it's on. So she will. She is a formidable competitor. And Mike, I see you're ready to defend as well. Mike, I want to pump your. Well, we have another. Let me get some water here. I'm going to be fishing in a YouTube challenge tournament with it, and I did one last year with Reese Life Dad Life. I did the Fall Bash. It was a top water only fishing tournament, and this year Mike is putting on another. That's right, Lindia. Fishing is fun. Another tournament for some YouTube challengers. And this is interesting, Mike. I'm glad you did this, and I'm going to fish in it. He's going to level the playing field for sure. The Reese Life Dad Life's custom challenge. Thanks, Mike. He is supplying everyone who's fishing in the tournament with custom made. Now, just for a better lack of vibrating jigs, similar to a chatterbait. You got to use the same bait, same color. In the 1 week or 9 days or however long it was that we've got set aside for that tournament in mid-April. I'm excited as all get out because I won the last challenge that Mike put on. I'm going to try to win again, of course, but I think I think that's going to be awesome that we all got to fish the same lures. It just really is. Hey, J.M. Mixon, yes, you can find the rules on the website. If you go to tournament information, it will give you the basic rule set. And by the way, JA, I also, when you get your participant code, the email that you get from me with your participant code lays out everything. And I mean, if you can't get it after you read that email, call me. I'll give you my number. It's pretty simple, but it'll lay out. You have to use, hook and line. You can't net it, all that stuff. Everything's in your participant code email too. But the basic information is that Shane Flynn Outdoors and tournament information. But if you have a question now, JA, throw it out to me. I'll answer it. And by the way, a lot of folks, and I see somebody, Russell, you're from Indiana. I think, I'm not mistaken, I think I have a dozen folks in the North Channel or in the North Big Bass Tournament, all from Indiana. I mean, Indiana's got a big presence in there. So that's going to be a really interesting tournament now that we broke it up north, south, and west. And like I said, from Indiana, Mike was in second place last year. So it's going to be interesting. And codes go out the day before. Yes, Manuel. So I do the codes 24 to 48 hours prior. Don't want anybody to get a head start. Hey, Butch, good to see you, bud. Good Air Force friend there from Indiana as well, and he's registered. 24 to 48 hours, I'll start sending out the participant codes. I want to give you a day or so to make a card or whatever, but everybody will get those within 24 to 48 hours of tournament start. Well, will there be an email or text to send in the pictures? There will be an email address in the instructions. It is the same email address that you emailed to enter, shaneflynnoutdoors@yahoo.com. It will be in the instructions as well. I didn't even think about texting. I'm not going to go there. My phone will blow up all day. I want to keep it on email. It just, I make sure that I look at everybody's email and register and I check it off. So, let's just stick with email for now. shaneflynnoutdoors@yahoo.com. It is very specific in the instructions on what you have to do. And I give you an example photo of how you take the photo with your participant code in there. The one thing that I will add, and I will be putting this in the instructions, tell me what you think the bass is. And we're doing 1/4 inches this year. We're doing 1/4 inch only. If you're less than that quarter, if it's 22 3/4, it's 22 3/4. If it's less than that, it's 22 1/2. We're trying to keep it easy, but at the end of the tournament, what I will do, if there's a tie and I can see that one fish is longer than the other, as the tournament director, I'll make that call. Okay, Nick Aber, you're trying to get a buddy in North Carolina to join. Well, find somebody. Tell everybody in North Carolina, because Patrick from Paul Mann's Fishing won the last tournament I put on. It was won out of North Carolina. And if you don't know that, if you don't follow him, jump on his channel. And if you want to hear an interesting story how he won the tournament, he fished in the combination of the bank, a kayak, fell out of the kayak at night in the water. Hearing his story of all the times he went out fishing and the struggles he had to win that tournament, it was amazing. Now, you have a tournament on the 13th of May in Indiana. Can I use the bass from that for the North Division? You absolutely can. Great question, Russell. Tell this to everybody. If you're fishing your local tournament and it's in the same time frame as our tournaments, you can use those same fish. This is a separate tournament. I hope you catch a whopper in every tournament you fish in, but you can use your same fish from your local tournament, as long as it's caught within the same time frame as our tournament, Shane Flynn Outdoors. It doesn't matter if you fish in a tournament, fishing for fun, from a boat, kayak, canoe, bank, or whatever. You can register those fish. Got both your friends, James and Tony, to sign up. Great. Hopefully, this is growing as pretty quickly, I have to say. I'm hoping that we can get to a point where we're doing $500 and $700 next year in first place prizes and grow it up that way. If we can grow and we get the sponsorship, I think we can do it. I'm going to make sure I'm getting all the questions. I think I got everything. If anybody wants to jump up, I'll throw the list or throw the link if you want to join me on here. The only thing you need is your you can do it on your phone if you want to, as long as you got camera and sound. You go in. Yeah, the StreamYard link there. If you want to jump up and chat with me, feel free to do that. Is this a day only, or can we fish at night? You can fish anytime you want, Ryan. Day, night, on your head, on your feet, however you want to fish. No restrictions on that. Like I said, the Patrick who won the last one, he was night fishing. He caught the 2 big bass that he needed to win that tournament at night in North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. So if you want to start at midnight, if you're fishing the South tournament, at midnight, the 13th of March, if you're that brave to be out there fishing, you can start right then. You can fish all day, all night, however you want to do it. Long as you are fishing with a rod and reel, an artificial lure, no live bait this year. All artificial lures. Yeah, thanks, Lynn. Everybody give me a thumbs up. That really helps the old algorithm machine. If you're a YouTuber, you get that. There was a couple other things that popped up. No, I think that was most of the questions that I've got. Other than, is it free, really free? Yes, it's really free. I will do 2 more lives probably before. I'll probably try to do a live the Wednesday prior to the kickoff of the tournament for the Southern tournament. I will do a live just to make sure there's no other questions. Gary, you wrote codes. Give me a little bit more than codes. Just to make sure everybody's good to go. And someone's Josh K. I'm going to add you to the stream. Here you go.
Good to go. And
hey, Josh, how are you?
Josh,
Hey.
Where you dialing in from?
Alabama.
Alabama. What part of Alabama?
Near Montgomery.
where you dialing in from?
Oh, wait. I know you, Josh. Josh, I won't say your last name. Me and Josh served in the Air Force for many years together. So I didn't recognize you with the goatee, brother.
Served in the Air Force for many years together. So
I think have you got your YouTube? You might have to
Oh,
turn
yeah.
that.
So I think have you got your YouTube?
I'll let you get that turned down.
So I think have you got your YouTube? I'll let you get that turned down.
There you go. I got you clear now. So, Josh, I'm just going to throw this out there because me and you follow each other on Facebook. You catch some giants down there in Alabama.
We do.
And I think you're probably in it to win it, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Hey, fingers crossed. You never know.
How's the family doing? Everybody good?
Oh, yeah, we're good.
Okay. I know you're there around Montgomery. Give me an idea. Of course, I've been around Montgomery many times because of the base down there. You live in north, south, east, west?
We're east of Montgomery, about 20 miles.
East of Montgomery, about 20 miles.
Towards
Okay.
Auburn.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Man, what's the lake that you're fishing down? Is it you got something private, or is there a pretty popular place down there that you're fishing?
We have a couple private lakes and then Lake Jordan, Alabama River.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you got? I haven't seen this. I don't know this. I'm gonna guess you got a nice bass boat that you're fishing from.
Yeah, I got a Bass Cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I travel all over doing some fishing. I was down. I did see your note. Hey, you were down Lake Eufaula and didn't let me know. Trust me, it was I flew into Columbia, Georgia, like at midnight, and Gary picked me up and we went and fished that tournament and flew right back out. It's one of those type deals.
Yeah, I saw you guys were in and out.
Yeah. So Gary, I see the codes there. Yeah, Manuel asked when the codes go out. I'll just let him know again. 24 to 48 hours prior, I'll send the codes out. So just make sure I'm getting all the questions. Josh, are you staying retired, or are you doing something for fun on the side?
Well, I'm fishing for fun on the side.
That's what I tried to do, but I didn't stay retired. But That's awesome. Good to hear that. So, what are you? What's your expectations here? Are you going to start hitting it hard and heavy in March, or are you going to be? You got an idea how you're going to approach fishing this? Or you're just going to go out and cast your arm off every time you're out?
I'm just going to go out there and throw and see what happens. It's starting to get good, so we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting right in that time. The spawn should be coming up, maybe 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah, it should start coming up.
So now is really prime time to catch the big ones, right? I firmly believe the 2 to 3 weeks moving up to the spawn is the best fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, after the right, I don't really fish that much when they're on the beds. I try to give them a little room, and I want to catch more fish, so let them lay those eggs, right?
Yeah.
But after the spawn, it slows down for a week or two. But man, it's fire again right after.
Oh yeah, they get hungry again after that. So.
Oh yeah. So that's awesome. I mean, 3 weeks, you should be primed for the spawn. The tournament starts right about that same time. So you're going to be right on that edge, right, of if they're going to be on the beds or not. What time of year was it last year when they got on the beds? Do you remember? Do you recall?
It was about the beginning of March that they started coming on real good.
Okay, well, I mean, maybe it's even better. I mean, maybe you hit it right after and you get the post-spawn bite from mid-March to mid-April.
Sure.
Gary, where's I know Gary's still on here. I'm fishing another tournament. I want to say we're fishing Lake Seminole. Gary, are we fishing Lake Seminole in April or March? Is it Seminole we're going to? I know he's listening. I'm going to be back down that way. Should be on fire for 2 days. Tournament on Seminole. So we're on Lake Seminole in March. So hopefully we'll be hitting it just right. It probably may be a little bit late for the spawn, but we'll cross our fingers. Josh jumped out. You still there? Yeah, he jumped out. So I've known Josh probably at least 15, 20 years. He and I served together, both Chief Master Sergeants in the Air Force. I've seen him just recently when he's up here in the D.C. area. I'm going to go ahead and dump him out. Make sure we can let anybody else wants to jump on. I'll throw the link up there one more time. It's going to be interesting, I think, the timing of this tournament. Last year we did it from mid-April we did it the whole month of April, and it was nationwide. But with the southern region, from the 13th of March to the 11th of April, I think it works out good for some folks. Like, I can tell you right now, that's the best time of year for me. And I'll tell you, Brian Green, we were talking about this today, bass hunting. We're out on the lake, a little bit that we're out there. That's prime time for us in Virginia to catch big bass. I think it's prime time for like Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Arkansas. Maybe Florida is on the flip side, because they're on the post spawn, and Georgia. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting timing wise, and what's going to be ginned up. I want to say, Lindy, if you're still on here, I think your bass was 23 inches. Winning bass last year was 23 inches. I I have a feeling we could probably see a 10-pounder this year, a 9 or 10-pounder, if everything goes. If somebody gets lucky and gets into one, I would venture to guess. And Mike, if you're still on here, I think yours was right around that 5.5, 6 pounds. I know you weighed yours as well, and it was 22.5. So we could get a big bass in here. Yeah, all the Marches for us is our pre-spawn for big bass in Virginia, and I want to say last year, Gary from Gary's Fish Tale. If you guys don't know, me and Gary are best friends. We've known each other for years, and I pick on him a little bit. But I asked Gary to go back and look at how many big bass videos I sent him rubbing it in last spring. But I bet I caught at least, I don't know, at least 25 big bass. And for us in Virginia, I classify big bass anything over 5 pounds. 4.5, 5 pounds is an over is a big bass for us in Virginia. Yeah, I mean, Brian, you're right. You had an 8-pound 3 ounce that you missed. And by the way, right after I seen you, after you left me, go to the point on the islands, I broke one off today. And it was honestly, I thought I hung a stick and was drilling the stick in. And it ended up being a big bass, and I popped it off because I just retired when I was chatting with you. So Russell asked a question: the fish we register for your tournaments, can we also register the same fish for different tournaments that run the same time? Yes, Russell, you can. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, JA, that's a really good point. That's kind of the unwritten rule in Virginia. That when the dogwoods bloom in Virginia is when the big bass are biting. That's kind of the unwritten rule. Hopefully, everybody catches big bass this year. I would love to just have everybody gets 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, 10 pounders. That'd be the best solution. I'm just looking here to make sure I didn't miss anybody or miss anything. Hey, Gary, I'm just messing with you. You know that. Gary said you suck. Lindy, I thought it was about 23.5 was right for last year. I was thinking about this. I was really, Indiana, when the redbud tree's blooming is when the big bass are biting. I was thinking about doing a traveling belt initially, like the Big Bass Champion, but now we have 3 regions. I'm not going to go there, but if we had one big bass tournament, I was going to do some type of traveling belt. I may still do a trophy for the regions. We'll see. Not going to mess it up this year and have wrong code. Yeah, Nick, make sure you have your code, buddy. I mean, we have to have. This is a pretty lenient tournament, right? But the one thing I have to stick by is you got to have that code. And I have seen some creative things. I had a guy last year, it might have been in a big bass tournament. In one of the tournaments, forgot his card and found a Pepsi can and cut it open and scratched his number, his participant code in his Pepsi can and put it on next to his fish. Hey, Josh Caney, I don't know where you went, buddy, but if you're still out there, I lost you. He just popped off there. Yeah, so make sure you have that participant code. Hey, Ted, thanks for stopping by. Now, Ted's in PA, so he'll be in the northern region for sure. All right, let's see, Josh. I see you back up, but I don't see you're not popping up in the video, Josh. Give it just a second. Hey, Ted, are you going to join us this year in the Northern Big Bass Challenge? If you're not watching Off the Hook Outdoors, man, give Ted a hook. Man, he does some great things. From making lures to catching fish to getting big bucks. Ted's got it all going on his channel on Off the Hook Outdoors. So I want to say, now that I'm sitting here looking, I'm not doing anyone a favor. If you are a YouTuber, Lindy is with Small Water Charters. If you haven't watched some of the stuff that John and her put out, John is one of the most creative YouTubers, especially on the fishing videos that I've seen. And Ted, all right, Ted said he's going to jump in. Russell from RWA Fishing, great channel. Gary's Fish Tale. I'm going to throw this out for Gary. If you are bass fishing in the South, tournament bass fishing, and you're hitting those Seminoles or those places down in Florida, Gary usually fishes in his tournament cycle those same tournaments, and Gary puts every one of his tournament videos out. So if you want to see some good intel and good information on how to fish some of those lakes, watch Gary's Fish Tales. He's always putting everything out. So let's see, who else have I got here? I just want to make sure I got all the channels. Oh, the Michigan. Oh, here's a guy. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Shane. What's up, man?
Not much. How are you?
I'm really looking forward to your tournament because I went all in on ice fishing this year, and we have had the worst weather. I mean, all my Christmas presents were ice fishing, and it's just been miserable. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting back on the kayak and getting into your tournament.
Yeah. So, Brian, are you going to fish the smallmouth tournament as well?
That's actually the one I'm the most looking forward to because I think the first one starts a little early. It's going to be a little cold. I mean, I'll be out there on the kayak, but I believe you said the smallmouth one starts a little bit later on in the year, right?
It does. It starts midsummer. Yeah.
Okay.
The northern.
So yeah,
that's
that's the one I'm looking forward. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the date for the northern big bass. I'm just going to look real quick. Is 10 May to 11 June. Oops, I just killed everything. 10 May to 11 June. Now, you're out there fishing in May and June, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be out there. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was a little bit earlier than that even. So no, I'll be out there for that one.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. And by the way, the Michigan Fisherman's another great YouTube channel. Got to go give him a hook as well. I'm gonna tell a little story on you, Brian. Last year, Brian fishes some big water, right, Brian?
Absolutely.
In the kayak. And last year he dumped his kayak. And I was really concerned about him getting back on the water. And it wasn't very long until you were back out there right at it and just killing it. But man, you were slaying the smallmouth last year. I don't know if you go ahead.
That was easily the best year I ever had out there. And yeah, the water, Lake St. Clair, those are big waters, especially. I'm in a little 10-foot, like a 45, 50-pound kayak. My kayak is small, probably bigger waters than I should be out there in. Most of the time I'm with a friend, and I'm usually very careful. My little accident, I happened to be kneeling on my kayak. It was stupid. It was a good learning lesson. I'll never do that again. But yeah, I had a tremendous year last year. Last year is really the year I started to click. I've only been fishing a couple of years seriously since I was a kid. I just happened to get into it, seriously again a couple of years ago. And yet last year was the year it really clicked, especially with drop shots and Ned rigging. And that's when once I figured out the drop shot on Lake St. Clair, that's when I started to really kill it. And I'm really looking forward to this year. That little bit of extra knowledge. That's the one nice thing about fishing is you don't really degrade like in some other sports. In some other sports, you get a little bit older, you lose your edge. Fishing, you're always learning. You're always learning something new. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to this year.
Yeah. Yeah. It's every, as a fisherman, we don't always catch a new PB every year, but we learn something new to get out there and catch more or just have more fun fishing. And that's what makes it exciting every year. I mean, heck, today, I was out on the local lake here, Lake Mooney, and Brian Green, who's in here is known as a bass hunter. we're always going, we do this, we do that. We're learning from each other, right? Out there on the lake. And it makes it fun. And even if you're not on the lake with somebody, as you already know, doing this stuff on YouTube makes it even. It's a great community to get to know people and learn techniques and stuff from, for sure. So,
Oh yeah, I've made a lot of friends on here, and I've learned a lot of techniques just from watching other people's YouTube channels, just watching how they move the rod, or just using whatever kind of baits they use. For you, as far as your channel, I always watch yours. I'm trying to learn spinner baits because it's one of my two kryptonite type lures: spinner baits and jigs. For some reason, I haven't figured them out yet, but I'm always watching you throw the spinner baits or your recommendations on certain kind of blades or lighter blades that might be able to retrieve them slower. And I'm always trying to learn something. That's one nice thing about YouTube. It is very helpful to me, at least.
Oh yeah, I soak up as much info from anybody else too. I mean, I try to share as much, but I soak up info from everybody. Something that you had last year go on, and I'm gonna forget everybody that joined you, but you had some folks come up and go fishing with you. Beard Zero came up, right?
Right.
And a couple. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I fished with Beard Zero. Came up twice. He came up once for ice fishing and then once in the kayak. Joe from Live to Fish fished with him a bunch. Lucas Pulaski from the Outdoor Conquest. Joe Nager, I met him out on the ice fishing once. AFG from Albanian Fishing Guy. He has a channel. He doesn't do a lot of YouTube per se. He's more of a fish brain guy, and he might post maybe 6 videos a year on YouTube. Man, I hope I'm not missing anyone. I feel bad if I'm missing someone, but I've just Darius Kincannon from Deacon Fishing. I've made so many friends on YouTube. Went out fishing with so many people, and it's been awesome. I really enjoy it. Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, I've fished with a lot of folks too. Hey, James, I just seen you jumped in from Cranking and Yanking. I've been down to Florida fishing. I mean, it's just been amazing. Even here in Virginia, Russell lives up 50 miles from me in Washington, D.C., and he comes down. It's just been amazing getting out and fishing with folks that you've met on YouTube. So I was kind of hesitant to jump into YouTube initially. And actually me and Gary were talking about Gary was going to do it. And I just was like, all of a sudden I'm going to do it. Right. Just jumped into it. And it's been amazing ever since. I met you. It's just been amazing. It's been a great experience. So Brian, I'm going to ask, there's a lot of folks interested in the smallmouth tournament, and we have one guy that for the 5 bass draw tournament, he came in second place with just smallmouth bass. Yeah. Mike from Reese Life Dad Life. No, actually, no, it was, Mike from Big Bait Posse. Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah. Big Bait Posse. When you said Mike, when you said Mike, I thought it was Reese Life Dad Life Mike, because he catches a lot of big smallmouth as well. He does. And I'm sure that's going to be competition for you. But last year when I seen a guy turn in 99.5 inches of smallmouth and 5 bass, that's a lot. That's some big bass. That's some big smallmouth. So that's real. I mean, for that would be pretty much all master anglers for me up here, because 21 inches is a master angler smallie. So even if I had 5 21s, I'm still, that's incredible. It's sort of average of 25. Yeah. I don't know if I said pound, I meant inches. To average a 25-inch smallie for 5, that's pretty incredible. Yeah, I mean, it was amazing, the fish that he turned in, and he did it all on rivers. So, I mean, he was on, down in Tennessee, West Virginia, Virginia area, down in that corner is where he fishes at. So, it's amazing. You get out there, you get the right area, you can tear them up. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the smallmouth, that smallmouth tournament. I just think that between you up there in Michigan, Mike from Reese Life Dad Life, Big Bait Posse, it's going to be game on. Yeah.
It will be.
I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to let you go because I'm in the basement. My furnace is about to kick on. I can hear it. I don't want to interrupt
All right.
the channel too much. Plus, I got to get upstairs. But good talking to you.
Thanks,
And,
Brian. Appreciate you jumping
I'll see
in.
you around. I'll jump on again.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Have a good night.
All right, later, Shane.
All right, guys. Thanks for jumping in, Brian. So Brian is he started his YouTube channel about the same time I did. And one of my things that I like to do called Fish Chatter, you might have seen James. We did a Fish Chatter the other day. He was my first Fish Chatter interview. And I want to do a couple more of those. And to be honest, I just haven't reached out and asked folks to jump on, and I need to do that. Gary, you're saying you're taking a trip up north for just smallmouth? Do it. Yeah, Reese, the 20-inch average is huge. That is a huge haul. It is, if you can do that, it's good on you. It wouldn't surprise me though, in that smallmouth tournament, that you're going to be close to that 19, 20-inch mark. All three fish are going to need to be there to win. So I'm just looking back here, making sure I got everybody. Butch says, can you take a link to all the YouTube channels that you recommend, maybe like drop down menu on your website? Let me see if I can do that. Good point, Butch. I will definitely do that. I got a guy that takes care of that website, and he's got to earn his money. So, hey, John, glad you popped in from small. Hey, and John was one of the winners from our summer 3 bass. I forgot what we call it, 3 bass bag tournament. So John was a winner last year as well. Yeah, Gary, if you're, I don't know how far north you're going to go. You don't have to go that far north. There's like a great smallmouth lake in Georgia that you can really get on them at. So, all right, folks. Well, I wanted to keep it at an hour. We answered a lot of questions. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to email me. All of you know my email address pretty much, ShaneFlynnOutdoors@yahoo.com. Or if not, you know my phone number. Most of the people I'm looking at here got my phone number. But for the folks that were here tonight for the first time, wanting to learn about the tournament, if I did miss your email, please email me back again. I will make sure I get to it. Sometimes I do I get behind a little bit, but I try to answer my emails within 24 hours. Typically when I wake up at 5 in the morning, getting my work done, that's the first thing I do is answer all those emails and get everybody into the spreadsheet appropriately. So let's see, anything else I miss? Brian, I knew what you meant. Yeah, 25-inch would be big largemouth. Hey, Chris, good night to you guys. Good night to everyone. Again, please let me know. Yeah, that's a good point. Or walleyes, Gary. Josh Kennedy, I don't know what happened. You popped back in, but your picture never came back up for me to let you back in the studio. Maybe issue on my end. But John, I know you're going to enter. You're kind of penciled in. So I still need an email. I know, by the way, I know Lindy will take care of you. Because she's going to make sure she beats you. All right, guys. Hey, thanks again. Everyone have a good night, and we'll talk to everyone soon.